Welcome back. What's up? Welcome to the channel. So where are we at today? This was today's video is just an open mat. Sort of like one more opportunity before the gym gets back up into full swing after the holidays to get some rounds in and explore a little bit. And just try to grow in live rounds without any rules, like as far as games go and drills and stuff. So yeah, we got some rounds in, and I decided today to just I was listening to this John Jones compilation of him talking about his mindset. I did this in the past with like some Kobe mindset stuff. I like to just look at like some of the GOATs, you know, and listen to kind of like them explain how they perceive sort of the situations that they're going through being at that highest level. So I figured I'd share this one of John Jones, talking about mindset and sort of where he came from and things. So that's what's going to be playing over this video. And then I guess just before I go, I just wanted to kind of check in and say, like, you know, I'm thinking about how we're almost 2 months through this channel, videos like straight, you know, and in that time period I've done a couple of competitions, and my mindset leading up to the competitions has been different, and so I'm different now, and so I just figured I would kind of check in on where I'm at these days as far as my mindset and intensity and those things go for the gym, right? Because there was a time where it was all about intensity all the time, and right now where I'm at, it's actually a little bit different. I've built some intensity and I've built some trust in myself in that. You know, my relationship with intensity is good now. So some of the things, the meditation that I've kind of been playing in my head to get myself in this spot where I'm ready to grapple is to be in the moment, to believe in myself, and get out of my own way. And so what I mean by that, like specifically, because those are just like mental indicators, be in the moment, and like allow what's happening. Like, what is my opponent doing? Be connected to what's happening in that moment, not worried about the future or the past, not trying to make a specific result happen, but allow myself to just kind of be there, which kind of goes hand in hand with getting out of my own way. So as far as like, sometimes I feel like it's easy for me to be so ready to be intense that I have to, and winning every single situation. I have to win every situation. It's like a good way to go at it as far as aggression, but as far as just fluidity and ability to explore and grow, it can take away some opportunities to just see what my opponent's doing and really work off of and be confident in some areas. Like I even noticed today, I was confident in some areas where maybe normally I would be running away from. Playing around with the grips and the legs and seeing what's actually there, what shape is their body taking, and like where do I have an ability to like implant some invariant into the situation, and then believing in myself. So simply just knowing, like in any of these situations, when I'm allowing them to happen and I'm in the moment and I'm present, I'm not thinking from a losing mentality and stopping myself from trying things. Like a good example is like when I'm going against Jay or Eli. I don't think Eli wasn't there today, but like today, Jay can be an intimidating role for a lot of people, the guy with the long curly hair, because he's kind of unorthodox, and he's very good, and he's sneaky and smooth, and just he gives a lot of people a lot of problems. And it's easy to be so worried about what Jay could possibly do to me that I don't allow myself or believe in myself enough that I can stick it in there and like implement what I want to do to him. So really just believing in myself, like, you work hard, you're good at this, and just telling myself that over and over again so that I don't have to question it in the moment when I'm in a live situation with someone who I know is good. And yeah, so that's kind of where my head's at now when I'm in practice. I'm going into it kind of loose, confident, and allowing myself to see things that are happening in the moment and trust that I'm doing the work to execute whatever it is I need to happen, believing that I can be great at this and I can beat anyone on any good day, you know? But yeah, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you watching, and here's John Jones to talk to you throughout these rounds. Maybe he can plant a seed of greatness into you. You never know.
Around 2010, 2011, I went through this huge spiritual thing where I became obsessed with the power of the mind, meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are, like how we really do paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief. So I took myself from being very average-minded to actually believing that I was the shit, and believing that I could be the shit and that I could be the GOAT and be the greatest.
A lot of people were surprised when they found out that you've been signing your name as Champ 2011. How did that come about?
I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you. And me signing my signature with Champion 2011 on it, it can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. It could only help me to believe it even more, you know.
I would say throughout my martial arts career, the biggest life lesson that I've learned is the power of the mind, and just how important it is to look at yourself at a high regard and to believe in yourself. I think in order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the more your world will start to change, and the more you'll just start to see your beliefs come to pass.
What do you think the sport's going to be, when UFC 200 rolls around? And where do you think you're going to be 9 years from now, 10 years from now?
I'm hoping to be a champion.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be a champion. I'm believing that I'll be a champion. I would love to grab the belt, hang on to it, and be the next GSP or be the next Silva, and keep the fans excited. The UFC is growing, and it's just a tremendous thing to be a part of. It's changed my life, and I embrace what it is to the fullest. I'm just excited to be a part of it. I have a lot of pride in it.
Started thinking about it the day that I decided that I was going to go up to heavyweight. My goal for 3 years now is to become the heavyweight champion of the world. It's what I pray about. It's what I sleep on. It's what I dream about. It is who I am, and I will get it done. But I just feel it in my whole being that I'm the best fighter on the planet, and now my job is just to prove it.
You've been saying something that I find to be very interesting, that the butterflies in your stomach are in formation. I've never heard that before. I think it makes a lot of sense. What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
What I mean by it? Okay, so butterflies in formation. Basically, it means when you have butterflies and you're feeling anxious and you have anxiety or nervous, that's when you're most powerful, I believe. And either you can, you're most powerful. So a lot of people, instead of homing this power and using it, they allow it to just consume them. There's another quote that says, a big challenge or big pressure is like a fire. It's like a raging fire. Either you can allow this fire to consume you and just take you over completely, or you can gain control of this fire and harness it, and you blow it right at your opponent, like Dragon Ball Z style.
Can't allow my past to hold weight over me. You gotta forgive yourself for mishaps in life, and you gotta move forward. You can't hold yourself in prisons, and you can't allow anybody else to hold yourself in prisons. If people are talking about things I did 5 years ago, that means I'm doing something right.
Right. Was that always the case, or was that just a part of your maturation process where you started to say, I need to start letting go of the past?
Yeah, it wasn't always the case. It's taken a while for me to be able to be comfortable with some of the mistakes I've made and things like that. But
But I'm grateful that I am at a place where I'm comfortable with who I am, comfortable in my own skin, and you know, there's no good without bad, you know. So yeah, so I'm grateful.
That has helped me get to the point that I am now, and something that you can take with you is study. You know, a lot of athletics is not just a physical thing. You know, I try to study my competition. I try to study nutrition. I try to study other great athletes, guys who've done great things in the past, and try to model, you know, myself after them. So I'm big on the mental game when it comes to being an athlete, sports psychology and things like that. So really focusing on the mind, not on the body, is important.
You know, I wear this tattoo on my chest, Philippians 4:13, that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I genuinely believe that I can do anything. And I'm not surprised that I'm still here. And I believe that I could possibly be here a decade from now.
It's amazing for a guy who I believe was a janitor, right? And you got into this because you needed to get some money for diapers, right?
Yeah, I was applying. I was a bouncer actually, making $50 a night, and I was applying to be a janitor because I would have benefits.
Wow.
And right when I was waiting to get the call back, someone wrote me on Twitter, a guy named Gary, a kid that I never met, and he said, "Hey, my cousin owns an MMA gym in Cortland, New York, which is about 45 minutes away. Didn't have a car, and I was driving my fiance's car to commute over to these practices. I got that phone call on a Saturday night, and I was heading to my first practice that next Monday.
So I'm not necessarily meditating these days, but I do have the capability of taking away who I actually am at this point and realizing that this is just a part of me, or this is just a situation in my life. This isn't my actual life. This isn't my final destination. This is just a small moment in time that I'm going through right now. You get what I'm saying?
Right, I get what you're saying.
So that's my form of meditation. I step away from terrible situations and look at myself as if it's the future, and I'm looking back on what's happened to me and what's happening, and I say, okay, how can I get myself out of this? How can I make this better? What do I need to do to turn this around? You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, I
Instead
do
of
get what you're
being
saying.
completely immersed in the moment and thinking that, I can't get out of it.
I went from a very average thinking person, like just average 19-year-old, to getting I don't like reading, so I literally got on all these TED Talks and on YouTube, and I just started YouTubing videos about self-belief and what does it mean to be confident, and what does it mean to be a winner, how do you become a winner. And I would watch hours and hours of Tony Robbins and Les Brown and TED Talks, and I taught myself how to believe in myself and how to think that I was greater than just this kid that was a dropout who, never really had great grades, never really was the starter, never was the captain of a team. I was just always kind of this average person, and overnight I taught myself that I could be great and change myself forever. And I'm forever grateful. I'm never going back.